Hey, how's it going?
Hi, teacher. How are you?
Good, good, good to see you. Uh, Let me try to pronounce your name. Guilherme?
Um,
Guilherme?
almost there.
Uh-huh.
Guilherme.
Guilherme.
Perfect. Yeah.
Nice to meet you. My name's Farhan. Welcome to class.
Nice to meet you too. Your name is Farhan.
Farhan. Uh-huh. Let me just type
Farhan.
it here. Yep.
Farhan.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So where are you from?
I am from Brazil, Farhan.
Brazil. That's awesome. I know like three words in Portuguese. I can say words like, todo beleza and words like, yeah, that's about it. Like to ask somebody how they are, I can ask, todo beleza, uh, words like that. But what
Can
part of
you
Brazil?
can you repeat the words again?
Yeah, the phrase todo beleza.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know to say what's up or something like that. Uh, so yeah, what part of Brazil are you from?
The name of the city is Ourinhos.
Uh-huh.
The state is São Paulo.
Sao Paulo, awesome. So
Yes.
it's
I
a
am I am I am far I am too far from the capital.
uh-huh. Brasilia. Yeah. Nice, nice. That's great. Well, welcome to class, Guilherme. Guilhermo, right?
Oh,
Guilhermo.
Guilherme.
Guilherme, uh-huh. Guilherme.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
write that down.
And
Yes.
what city are you from?
So I actually live in a city called Madison. It's in the state of Wisconsin. So it's kind of in a more unknown part of the country. It's in the northern U.S. So it's about 2 hours from Chicago. If you know Chicago, then it's 2 hours from there. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but it's a small city. Not everyone knows where I live. So yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
good. It's good. So yeah, how long have you been studying on Colingo?
Um, Almost 3 years, I think.
Almost 2 years. That's awesome.
No, no, no. Sorry, 3 months. 3 months.
Almost 3 months. Oh, great,
Yeah,
great,
yeah.
great. I actually,
I began take class. I began attending class more or less in July, but
uh-huh.
that time you are free.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's the same
Yeah,
here. I started
yeah.
teaching in July as well, so it's been about 3 months for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. So we're probably just going to wait just a couple more minutes, Guilherme, but um, I wanted to start by just giving you a description of the class. So today we are going to be learning about the second conditional, which
Mm-hmm.
is which is a tense that we use when we are talking about events that are unlikely. It's kind of like when you have an imaginary thought, right? When you are imagining something and you're saying, "Oh, if I had $1 million, I would buy a big house." Phrases like that. That's what we call the second conditional. And we're going to learn how to make that. We're going to practice different ways that we use the second conditional. And then on the flip side, when we go to the article, we are going to look at um, the face of fall around the world. So, fall or autumn is now the new season for people in the northern hemisphere. You guys are starting spring, and we're starting fall. So, we're going to see what it looks like, what different pictures of fall from all over the world. Um, Especially even here, the leaves are changing color, and it's a very nice time of the year. Even though it's going to be very cold soon, it's not. We still have to enjoy what we have before the snow, I guess, because here we have a lot of snow. So get started, Guilherme, let me ask you, uh, if you found $1 million, what would you do? What would be your dream if you found $1 million?
Mm, maybe I will be first to help my parents, my relatives. I
That's
think
great.
yeah, yeah. I think
Uh-huh.
it's the first thing. After that, I could travel. I could buy my special car, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No, that's it's very noble of you to say that you would help people first. Uh, Many people they jump immediately to I'm going to buy the best sports car, I'm going to buy a huge house, those kinds of things. But to be honest, $1 million is not that much anymore these days. There's
Yeah.
cost of living has gone up, so people are not as satisfied with $1 million as before. But great, great. So that was the perfect use of the second conditional, right? If I found $1 million, I would help my parents, I'd help my relatives, and with any money left over, I would maybe travel and buy a new car or something like that, right? So that is really the essence of what we're going to be looking at, right? And there's a formula to that construction, right? And that's what we're going to be learning about. Before we go to that, hey Liliana, how's it going? Good to see you.
Hi, Farhan. All is going good. And how are things with you?
Good, good. Things are good. No complaints. Just another day. Um, have you met our colleague from Brazil, Guilherme, before, Liliana?
Uh,
Adriana?
Hi, Lara. Yes, I think yes, I meet Lerma in other classes.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. So Liliana, today we are going to be learning about the second conditional, and we're going to be learning about, and then in the articles, we are going to look at fall around the world. So I was telling Guilherme that in Brazil it's now spring, and in Colombia I think it's maybe on the border. You guys are on the equator, so maybe you don't have a real season for fall, but we'll be looking at pictures and other things to
Uh,
see fall. Yeah.
Now, October until December is one of the rainy season in Colombia,
Uh-huh.
but now the weather has been changed,
Hmm.
and we have sunny days, and the weather is really nice. It's warm,
That's
so
awesome.
we enjoy the the good weather here.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's great. So, Liliana, when we learn about the second conditional, that's going to be the first thing that we're going to look at. We use the second conditional when we are talking about unlikely things, right? Wishes, desires, right? And it usually, so there's a construction to it, right? So, for example, I can say, if I uh, won the lottery, right? If I won the lottery, I would go into hiding,
Mhm.
right? If I won the lottery, I would go into hiding because people would probably want to kill me for my money, right? So if I won the lottery, I would go into hiding, right? So, and then we heard from Guilherme. I asked him, if you won $1 million, what would you do? He said, if I won $1 million, I would help my family and relatives and use the leftover money to travel and maybe buy a car, something like that. So, Liliana, if you found $1 million, what would you do?
I think the same. I will help first my family
Uh-huh.
and maybe some friends. I
Mm-hmm.
give money to some foundations here to help poor people. I can say adults adults, but old people, oldest people,
Oh, okay. To help the elderly. To help the
the
elderly.
elderly, the
Uh-huh.
elderly people,
Mm-hmm.
and foundation for um, boys who suffer some serious diseases.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sick children, right? Yeah.
yes, and
Uh-huh.
I will travel again to Europe
Uh-huh.
and other countries. And what else? Mm, no, and if I have some, if some money left, um, what else? Maybe I will study a course, a French course or Italian course.
Nice, nice, fantastic. So European languages, travel through Europe, right? That's awesome. So Great job, guys. When we are talking about the first condition, when talking about the second conditional like this, you guys both did an amazing job, right? We talk about things that are, you know, we talk about things that are referring to the future, right? We are talking about the future, and there's two parts. There's two parts to all of these sentences, right? The first part is the past tense, right? If I found $1 million, just a simple past tense. If plus the simple past tense, right? If I found, if I won, if somebody gave me $1 million, right? If I found gold, whatever, right? So the first part is the simple past. Then the second part is would plus the base form of whatever verb, right? So that really is the construction. It's not one of those long construction forms in English that are very confusing. It just has four parts, right? So it would just be if, and then the condition would be in the past, simple past, right? If I found, if somebody gave me, if I, if I won, right? And then the result is simply would plus the base verb. So what we do with the base verb is actually it's a very interesting, thing to always keep in mind. Whenever we say base verb, that means that the verb does not change in form from anything, right? We don't change the verb. So if I want to say, like we'll use our example, if I won $1 million, I would go to Europe. I would not say I would goes to Europe or went to Europe or will go to Europe. No, I would go to Europe, right? We keep that verb exactly the same. We don't change it, right? And the verb immediately follows would, right? So that really is the only thing that we need to worry about when it comes to the construction. The second part of it, which is important, is that we use the second conditional to talk about situations that are fictional things that we are imagining, things that are unlikely, right? There are other types of conditionals that we use for things that are more realistic, for situations that are more realistic. The second conditional, however, we use only for fantasy, dreams, outlandish things. If I had 10 sports cars, I would drive one every day, whatever the case is, right? So that is how we use the second conditional. Any questions, guys, on the construction of the second conditional and how we make it?
So this construction I will use when I have a situation that hardly will be true.
Exactly, right? Something that really is so unrealistic, it will probably never ever come true, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're just talking about, people talk about their wishes, their desires, right? There's a very famous song in English that starts with, if I had $1 million, and that's exactly what we're looking at, right? If I had $1 million, right? The guy's just singing. He's singing to his girlfriend, he's singing to his parents, I would buy you a cake, is what he says at the very beginning, I think. So it's a very interesting song, but it's a great song. If you guys want to listen to it, maybe after, all about the second conditional. If I had $1 million. Now I'm starting to sing it, but yeah. If I had $1 million, yeah, I forget who the singer is, but it's a very, very popular song. So see, we have had, it's in the simple past, right? If somebody gave me, if I won, if I found, if somebody said, you are very handsome, I would give him a hug. It could be very simple things, right? If somebody took me to dinner, if somebody invited me to dinner, I would buy him a house. I mean, that's really crazy, right? That's not going to happen because these are used for outlandish situations. We use them.
Things would never happen in real life.
Yeah, things that would never happen. Exactly. Or, I mean, we should never say never, but the probability, the chance of these happening is so, so, so low, right? If Angelina Jolie married me, right, I would do whatever, right? Those are the kinds of things that we were talking about, guys. So since this lesson is pretty small in terms of understanding, I'm going to ask you guys, each of you guys, to make 2 sentences for me using the second conditional, if you would like. And what I want to do is I want to have you guys actually have a conversation with each other. So, Guilherme, if it's possible, you could please ask Liliana a question in the second conditional. Then Liliana, you can answer it, and then Liliana, you can ask Guilherme a question as well.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yes. Good.
All right.
Okay.
Guilherme, please go ahead.
Liliana, what would you do if you win a ticket to travel to? Sorry. I will do the question again. Okay. What would you do if you could choose some country to travel?
If I had the choice to choose a country to travel, I would travel to a lot of countries. Okay, to Austria first.
Nice.
I couldn't do it the last time that I traveled there. Okay, and my question is, if you had the opportunity to study again, what would you study?
About the question is about some kind of language.
About your studies. For example, if you had the opportunity to study again, or the time to study another career, what would you study?
Any kind of subject.
I mean, how can I explain that? For example, you study some profession. You studied
Okay.
engineer, and maybe if you had the opportunity or the time or the money to
Okay.
study another profession, what would you study?
Okay. If I had the opportunity to study other professional, it would be for law.
Hello?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, great job, guys. You guys both used questions, and I wanted to challenge you guys a little bit because we haven't talked about the questions in this lesson yet. But you guys did a great job, right? The question format is exactly the same, right? If you had $1 million, what would you do, right? Or the opposite. What would you do if you had $1 million, right? What would you do? What would you study if you could choose another subject, right? Where would you travel? Or actually, what countries would you visit, right? That's a better one. What countries would you visit if you had all the money in the world, right? Fantastic. You guys did a great job with that. Any questions about the construction of the second condition as well as how we ask questions and answer them so far?
No question.
That's clear.
Okay, fantastic. Hey, Ken, how's it going? Welcome.
Yes, I'm fine.
Good. How's the day today in Fukuoka?
It was a clear day, sunny day, so
Nice.
it's pretty it's it's chilly though, but yeah, it was a nice day.
Nice, fantastic. I'm glad to find you here because I needed another person from the Northern Hemisphere to talk about autumn because today's class is about autumn and Guilherme is from the Southern Hemisphere and Liliana is on the border of the two
I
hemispheres.
see.
So I needed someone else, but that's great. Welcome. So, Ken, we are talking about the second conditional. Just wanted to bring you up to speed. With the second conditional, we always are referring to situations that are outlandish, that are imaginary, that'll probably not come true, right? And the construction is, if, and then the subject, and then a verb in the simple past, and then the result is the word would plus a base verb, right? So if I had $1 million, had is in the simple past, I would buy all the music I want, right? I would buy all the cars I want, whatever, right? maybe not that many cars. You could buy a lot more music, but that's the situation when it comes to the second conditional. So could you give us an example, Ken, of how you would use a second conditional?
Okay, if I won the lottery, I would save the money in my bank account at the beginning.
Fantastic. If I won $1 million, or if I won the lottery, I would save the money in my bank account at the beginning, right? And Ken, if you could ask either of us, either of our colleagues, let's ask Liliana actually, Ken.
Okay.
And let's ask her a question using the second conditional, and then we can hear her response.
Okay, if you won the lottery, what would you do, Liliana?
Okay, I would, if I won the lottery, I would, yes, I would travel, I would help poor people, and study maybe another profession or subject, and what else? And I think and help my family and travel with them. That's all.
No, that's really good. That's really good. You do a lot of traveling. And Ken, let's ask Guilherme the same question. Or not the same question, but any other question in second conditional. That's fine. You can make another one.
If your wish had come true, what would you wish?
Oh my God. Anything. I can choose anything.
Yeah, really, Guilherme, anything. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's a privilege. If I could choose anything to come true, it would be the peace in the world.
Wow. Fantastic. That's awesome. I was thinking of saying, Ken, if you asked me that question, I would say, if I had any wish in the world, I would wish to become Bill Gates or something, like someone with a lot of money, someone with no problems. I would wish to become Barack Obama or whatever, I mean, it's that's awesome. No, I think Guilherme has set a very high bar for us guys, a high bar of honesty and a high bar of service, being very good to other people. So we need to keep that in mind when we talk about counting our money and traveling to Austria, Liliana. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. So, all right, guys, that is really the end of our segment when it comes to grammar, right? There really is not anything else I wanted to mention. The only thing I wanted to mention is that we want to, there's no hard rule that you need to say if and that part of the phrase before the part of the phrase that begins with would, right? So the conditional can also follow the result, right? I would buy a house if I had $1 million, right? I would buy a new house if I had $1 million. I would travel to Austria if I won the lottery, right? So there's no specific order. When we first learn it, I'd like to have the if before. If I had $1 million, I'd buy a new house. But it's exactly the same thing if you say, I would buy a new house if I had $1 million. So it's a very fluid, you can change the order very easily. The only thing to keep in mind is situations have to be outlandish. They have to be things that are improbable, very, very low chance of happening. And we need to maintain the simple past, and then in the second part, the vase verb. Does that all make sense, guys?
Yes.
All right. Fantastic, guys. Fantastic. So let us then take a look at this article. So I was mentioning before that it's about fall, it's about autumn, and what we do in the fall season in the United States or in other countries. There are many places in the U.S. I'm not sure if you guys have heard similar examples in your own countries, but the state where I'm from, I'm actually from a state in the very northeastern corner of the United States, right? And it's not known for a lot of things. New Hampshire is a very small state, very small population, very educated people, close to, you know, Harvard, Yale, Dartmouth, you know, a lot of universities there, a lot of really good universities there. And we have really cold winters, we have warm summers, but we have absolutely brilliant fall weather. Absolutely brilliant fall weather. I mean, the forests change colors around September, late October. So now, for example, if I were to visit New Hampshire, the entire state is beautiful shades of orange and yellow and red, and, you know, marvelous time, right? Very, very marvelous time. And people actually travel to New Hampshire to see the colors.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm going to share one picture with you guys, actually, because I think it's it always makes me miss New Hampshire, because I don't live there anymore. And even in my state, in the state of Wisconsin, we have beautiful, beautiful falls, but New Hampshire just has something else. It's a very, very, very beautiful fall state. I think because of the number of trees we have in New Hampshire, and a lot of forests and kind of the mountain, you know, mountainous areas.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes it really nice.
Wow, amazing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, excuse me. People come to New Hampshire just to see the colors, right? And it brings in a lot of money for our state. It brings in a lot of, you know, tourist activity and all those kinds of things. So, all right, guys. Enough about me talking about New Hampshire. Let us jump to this article. So let's see where. Let's open the article. Oops. Okay. So today's article is from the Chicago Tribune, and Chicago is, you know, pretty close to where I am. In the Midwest, you know, this part of the country, this part of the United States, which near Chicago, near Wisconsin, where I live, is called the Midwest. We are in the north central part of the country, right? So here also we have nice fall weather. Not as beautiful as New Hampshire, but still very nice. We unfortunately don't see these colors change in places like Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Florida, Hawaii, right? Because those states don't have the same colors or the same weather system, right? The same seasons, I should say. So let's take a look at this article, guys. I'm going to screen share as well so that we can see the article. And here we go. So, the face of fall around the world. In Germany, the trees explode with color. In the San Bernardino National Forest, too. In Greece, fog drapes the landscape. In Colorado, they're skiing. Those are some of the images of autumn, from sensational to somber. Here's a look from various corners of the world, right? So I really like this picture.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of when you guys see this picture?
Beautiful.
Ken thinks it's beautiful. You go ahead, Guilherme, go ahead.
It's an awesome picture.
It's
Yeah.
It's like a painting.
It's like a painting, right? Absolutely. And when you guys want to say something, just say anything, okay? Just shout. It's awesome. It's beautiful. It's great. You know, if I had the money, I would go there. You know, use some second conditional also. Yeah, because right now I can't see you guys. I'm on the screen share, so just shout anything, okay? So Germany, it says, a light rain seems to heighten the colors of autumn leaves in Berlin. This is on a certain Thursday. The weather had been mild, but the forecast for this week calls for rain and temperatures in the 50s. So this is 50s Fahrenheit, which is 11, 12 degrees Celsius, right? So still really nice weather, I think, right? I mean, beautiful weather, and there's a light rain. People have umbrellas. Okay, let's move to the next one, guys. This is California, right? So this is, what do you guys think about this?
It's the same, only yellow. The colors of the leaves are only yellow.
Yeah, it's not as beautiful as the last one, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of like a basic yellow color, right? And this is actually part of the area in Southern California where the weather doesn't change that much, right? So this is from San Bernardino County, which is Southern California, so near Los Angeles. We have Los Angeles, of course, is a very big city, but near Los Angeles to the east, there are some forests and the colors there. So autumn in Southern California, but of course. Color spotter Lisa Wilkerson Willis shared this photo of the aspen grove. So aspen is a kind of tree. These trees are called aspen trees. Of the aspen grove in the San Bernardino National Forest near Big Bear, shot on Saturday. This is the peak time to go, according to California Fall Color. I guess if you want to go to California to see the colors, you can, but it's much better to go to a place like New Hampshire. So I love that state. So okay, guys. Any other reactions to this besides being
I
ugly?
saw some plants in America I've never seen in Japan, maybe because since it is a different continent side, maybe American trees, it's not different from maybe Asia or Europe. Some American tree, I mean.
Potentially, yeah, I think there are differences, but there are also similarities. I mean, it's very common here for example, in the northern United States, we find a lot of maple, oak trees, and maple trees. I think you guys have maple trees in Japan also, or maybe not.
Oh, could be, yes. And
Uh-huh.
when I found such new plants, I always took the picture by my mobile
Yeah,
phone. Yeah,
yeah. No,
it
it's
was my
beautiful.
yes.
Some people I know, Ken, they when they go outside in the fall, they actually collect as many different colors of leaves as they can.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
when the
okay.
leaves fall, yeah, because some of these colors are really beautiful, right? They're not 100% red. There may be a mix of red and pink, right? A very special kind of in-between color, and it's really beautiful. Nothing like California. Don't go here if you guys want to see colors. Um, if somebody asked me to visit California in the fall, I would say I will go to New Hampshire, or something like that. All right, guys. What's the next one? Let's take a look at the next one. This is Japan,
Mm.
but we don't see colors. We see an animal. Okay.
I think it's Hokkaido,
This is Hokkaido. Okay.
North Island in Japan, most
Uh-huh.
North Island.
Uh-huh. Let's take a look. Yeah, you're right. You're right. How did you know? That's awesome. So a young brown bear snags a salmon. What does it mean when we say snag, guys? What does snag mean?
To hunt, to
Yeah, to hunt. In this case, it just means to grab.
hunt. Well.
To grab something, right? So it's kind of slang English, but if you snag something, it means to grab it, to take it, right? So a young brown bear snags a salmon running on a river in Shiretoko on Japan's northeastern island of Hokkaido earlier this month. The bear is preparing for hibernation. What is hibernation, guys? This is a very good
Uh,
sentence. Yeah.
kind of sleeping in winter time.
Yeah. And why does that happen, Ken? Why do animals sleep in the winter?
Maybe they are because of the cold wind weather
Mm-hmm.
temperature. Their metabolism getting lower, cut
Mm-hmm.
lower. So
Mm-hmm.
they maybe that's the reason why some animal uh, do hibernation.
Yeah, so they sleep for the entire winter, maybe 2 or 3 months,
Yeah.
right? They
Mm,
they store all their food, they go into maybe a safe place, and they just sleep, they rest, I mean, they don't sleep continuously, but they maybe eat, but most of the day, 23 hours, 22 hours in the day, they're sleeping, right? So that's what
mm,
they do, and it's actually very interesting. Bears do it, squirrels, small rodents, small animals.
mm.
Birds, I don't know, guys. I've never. I think birds just fly away to where it's warmer. Honestly,
Yes, they go to another
Mm.
place,
they go
another
to other
warm place.
places. Exactly, exactly. So Shiretoko National Park is known as the home of Japan's brown bear. This is the Japanese brown bear, and is a UNESCO World Natural Heritage Site. Right. So looks like a very beautiful place to visit. Um, let's ask a question to Guilherme using the second
He's
conditional.
gone.
Oh,
He
Guilherme left?
need to go.
Oh, okay. No worries. Did somebody else join the class? I'm not seeing the screen.
Lynn, but she's gone too.
Oh, okay. So it's just you guys now?
Sorry?
Right now it's just you and Ken?
Yes,
Oh,
only.
okay. Great, fantastic. Because I heard the sound, but I didn't go back to the screen. So, okay. So this is Japan. Let's go to Sweden. Oh,
Ah, beautiful.
yeah. Not as beautiful as New Hampshire, but still beautiful, right? I'm comparing everything to New Hampshire. All right. Sweden. So let's see. There will be plenty of snow and cold soon enough in Stockholm, where the winter temperature generally ranges from 14 Fahrenheit to 30 Fahrenheit. So this is 5 degrees Celsius to maybe, I don't know, uh, actually, no, I'm sorry. This is below zero. 14 Fahrenheit is maybe negative 10 Celsius.
Minus?
But yeah, minus 10 Celsius to about 0 Celsius. So it's cold. It's cold in Stockholm, yeah. But on Sunday, strollers enjoy temperatures near 60. So 60 is, 17, 18 Celsius. So the weather was much nicer.
Farhan, what is strollers?
I was just about to ask you guys, what do you guys think it is?
Strollers? People?
It's this thing right here.
Trolleys.
Yeah, so there's actually two ways, guys. Two ways that we say this in English, right? I love how you said the word trolley, Liliana. Trolley is British, and it's what my parents still say. My parents have been in the US 22 years, 23 years. They still say trolley. Sometimes they say cart. They say different words. Strollers are, it has two things, right? So for example, when you put a baby in a stroller, you can push the baby, right? In the stroller, in the carriage, they call it different things in English. Maybe they call it a baby carriage, maybe they call it a stroller. So that's one type of stroller. The second type of stroller is just a noun, a person who is strolling. So in this case, people who are walking in the park, people who are strolling in the park. So
who push the trolleys? Is the strollers the people who push?
No, it can be anybody. That's the thing. There are two meanings, right? It can either be the trolley itself, or it could be somebody who is just walking in the park.
Have
you guys heard the phrase in English, I'm taking a stroll?
No.
Yeah, I'm taking a stroll just means I'm taking a walk. I'm going to go outside for a walk, right? So after I switch back, I'm going to write that phrase down. I'm taking a stroll is I am taking a walk, right? I'm taking a stroll through the park. It's very common to hear people say a stroll through the park, right? So people are just walking through the park. And, of course, we have the second part, which is the actual stroller itself is the noun. But here we're talking about there's two nouns. One is the trolley, and the second one is any person that's walking, right? This is Sweden. Sweden's pretty beautiful. Ken, would you go to Sweden if somebody gave you the opportunity?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, it looks beautiful, pretty much.
Yes.
What about you, Liliana? Would you go?
Yes, sure.
Great, fantastic. And let's see, England. Oh, not bad. Okay. So here we see a different color. What do you guys think about this picture?
I like it. Red and green. Beautiful mixture.
Yeah.
And I like the angle. The picture. The fallen leaves also. It takes a kind of interesting angle.
Yeah, there's trees that haven't yet, or leaves that haven't yet fallen, and then leaves that have fallen as well, right? So it says, in Royal Victoria Park in Bath, England, on Wednesday, fallen leaves show more than a hint of autumn. Fall has been late to arrive, but the Forestry Commission predicts good colors thanks to an ideal mix of sunshine and rain, right? So this is really nice. I think both of you guys would go here if you were given the opportunity, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Fantastic. And last but not least, hope it's New Hampshire. No. Switzerland. Come on. How could they? Out of these 6 pictures, they couldn't choose anything from New Hampshire. Come on. Okay. What do you guys think about this?
I went to a similar place in
Uh-huh.
Switzerland too.
Uh-huh.
And yes, it's like I love it because we don't have snow here. So it
Uh-huh.
was the first time that I saw snow. So for me was the best experience in life because I've never seen that before here. We have mountains with snow on the peaks,
Mm-hmm.
but anyway, it's not the same.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, this picture, honestly, guys, for me looks more like winter.
Uh-huh,
A
Yes.
yes.
lot of snow, right? This doesn't really look like a
Mhm.
fall picture to me. If I had the opportunity to choose these photos, I would not choose this one, right?
Yeah, because
Right?
it's winter. But
Yeah.
anyway, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's not bad looking. It's pretty nice, right?
Because
The
you have snow there, so for you it's not.
It's not a big deal, right?
Yes.
Yeah, here we will have so much snow. You guys will see me crying probably because I'll be cleaning snow. I just might put my computer outside and teach a class while I'm cleaning snow one day.
You will be frozen.
Yeah, I might need to do that though because I remember last year I spent on the big snow days I had to spend maybe 3 4 hours cleaning outside.
Oh,
Yeah, it's ridiculous. The ice, the snow, it melts, it freezes. It's very, very difficult.
wow.
So, okay, the village of Saint Antoignon, I don't know how to pronounce that, in Switzerland's Grisons canton, is caught between fall and winter. Oh, so they talk about that too. It's caught
Okay.
between fall and winter. Yeah. Uh, Trees with autumn leaves. So these trees here poke out from behind a snow-covered hill on Saturday, right? So that's it, guys. Which one of these photos did you guys love the most?
The first and the one in England.
Uh-huh. So this one and the one in
Uh-huh.
Germany and the one in England. Okay. Number
This is
one,
Germany. Germany.
yeah, Germany, and then England is this one,
And
number four.
England. Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm sorry, number five. Yeah, one and five. Ken, which ones did you really like?
Of course, New Hampshire.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, finally, finally. Good, good, good. That's great. We I was very surprised that they didn't put anything in the about New Hampshire because our state is known for fall colors. Like
Mm.
we make our money from fall colors, you know. So it's interesting to see that. Um, okay, so let's then go to the next part, guys, and that is asking you guys some questions. So first of all, any questions from the pictures we saw, or anything you guys wanted to say?
No.
No.
Uh-huh. Okay. So I wanted to know, guys, we're not going to be using the second conditional necessarily, but how do we? Oh, actually, before I do that, before I forget, the word I was saying before was I'm going to take a stroll in the park, right? So stroll is just a verb that means to walk, right? So verb for walk, right? Um, and okay, so I was gonna say, if you guys could share with me some of the fall traditions that happen in your country, right? For example, I can go first. I can say that in the United States during the fall, right, and we are just around the corner of Halloween. Halloween is going to be on
Uh-huh.
the Thursday, I think.
Yes.
And what happens on Halloween, I'm sure you guys know, a lot of pumpkins, right? So we carve pumpkins into things called jack-o'-lanterns, right? And these things are, when you cut a pumpkin, you make a face. So you make two eyes, you make a mouth, and you make a nose, and then you could put a candle inside,
Uh-huh.
and it stays lit during the night. So something you see outside your house in the fall, right?
Uh-huh.
Fall when I was a kid was my favorite season because school started in September, right? And immediately after school started, I was making jack-o'-lanterns, making something called caramel apples. Have you guys heard of caramel apples?
Yes. Caramel.
Yeah, I know.
It's delicious stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's really bad for you, but it's delicious stuff, right? And I would love making caramel apples, love making jack-o'-lanterns, right? And it was just a very colorful time of the year, right? A lot of beautiful things happening. People in the U.S., what do we eat? We eat pumpkin pie. We eat all kinds of fruit that are specific. Cranberries. Have you guys heard of cranberries before?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, these little berries, red berries, they're kind of sour. Uh, they are fall fruits, you know. Very special time. People, uh, you know, they wear nice sweaters when they go outside. They invite their friends for coffee, and it's the first time when it gets really cold. We start the fireplaces in our homes, so we get the fire, we get the you know
With
like
a glass of
toasted.
wine.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, right. So that kind of traditional, beautiful evening, sitting down with the family near the fire. Uh, People go camping in the forest. Like if I was in New Hampshire, I would definitely be camping this weekend or maybe the next weekend, right? It's very very beautiful. It's very fun. People take advantage of this weather and a lot of the food also. And then we have Thanksgiving, right? So Thanksgiving is really, I mean, November is all about Thanksgiving. So big turkey, lots of food, lots of family, and then people, as soon as they finish eating, they go to the stores for Black Friday, and they buy everything. Except some people like me, I'm going to just be sitting in my apartment and buying everything online and not going to the store, right? So those are really some of the traditions that we have in the United States.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thanksgiving is most important to Americans than Christmas time?
Oh no, Christmas is king.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Christmas is the most important holiday of the year,
Because I
absolutely.
heard that for Thanksgiving, most of the people who live abroad their hometowns, they
Uh-huh.
travel to share Thanksgiving with families more
Yes.
than Christmas.
That's interesting, actually. In my experience, it's been people travel for both, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess being together with family, with extended family, is a bigger deal for Thanksgiving. Maybe if you have to choose between Christmas and Thanksgiving, if you can only travel one of those two holidays, I think some people may choose to go to Thanksgiving because usually the entire family is there, right? Christmas, it depends, but really, both of them are very family events. Yeah, I would say Christmas definitely has more power, more meaning. Thanksgiving is really a national holiday. It's not a religious holiday, right?
What is
Christmas is.
the real meaning of Thanksgiving? To thanks to the land for the food?
Great question, right? So Thanksgiving originally was something that we adopted as a holiday because when the English and different colonists, when the first Europeans came to America, they had a meal in November, I think, or something like this. They had a meal because like the local people, the local kind of indigenous tribes helped them survive, right? They didn't know how to survive. They didn't have food, good, good living spaces or anything like that. The local Indians helped them, and the Indians helped all these different European immigrants. So they sat down together and they had a big meal of Thanksgiving to thank the Indians, to thank God. A lot of it was also to thank God, right? That they were able to successfully move to another continent and survive, right? So it's in that same spirit. It's in that spirit of let's give thanks to whoever we have in our families, in our lives. If you're a religious person, then God, right? Bringing everybody together, enjoying the holiday. But really, the significance is not so much religious. It's more of a national holiday. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, absolutely. And then Christmas, of course, is very religious. So, yeah. So, Liliana, what are some traditions of autumn in Bogota or more generally in your country?
You know that we don't have any season here, no?
Oh, that's true. I know, but
Tropical country, but for example, we have rainy season. As I told you before, and it's supposed that we are in rainy season, but I don't know what happened this year. we aren't in rainy season, but when it's rainy and it's a little bit cold, people like to go to the mm, yes to some places. For example, here is local places who all so they sell all kind of
Ah,
coffee.
coffee. Okay.
Uh, yes, because coffee is our national
Uh-huh.
product. So people love to have a cup of coffee or cappuccino or and with some
Mm-hmm.
desserts and or maybe go to a pub to drink
Mm-hmm.
beer or share with family
Mm-hmm.
at home in front of the
In
how
front
to
of the
say
fire, yeah, yeah, in front of the fire.
fireplace. Yes, drinking some wine glass and listen to
Liliana,
music.
drinking a glass of
Um,
wine. Uh-huh.
Drinking a glass of
Yeah.
wine.
Fantastic.
Drinking a glass
Uh-huh.
of wine, or you go to a mall or to a shopping center.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You don't feel cold there, and uh, go to yes to buy some clothes or to eat something there, or to go to
Do,
a cinema, to go
uh-huh.
to a movie.
Do people start to shop for Christmas? In
Yes. I think
Yeah.
maybe in 1 week people will start to do it and to
Nice.
decorate the glass windows of the
Uh-huh.
shops. Uh-huh.
Of their shops as well. And do they decorate their homes inside as well?
Yes, yes, most of people do it here. And yes, a wonderful time. And we celebrate Christmas with families and a big meal. And
Uh-huh.
after that, we have novenas. It's only here that we pray every day for 16 days
Uh-huh.
and before the Jesus born. So we pray and after pray we sing some songs, some religious songs,
Uh-huh.
and we ate natilla and buñuelos. It's a typical food here.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids, how can I
Excuse
say?
me. Thank you.
The kids, um, it's like a no to blow candles. No, it's like I don't know how to say. It's velitas, velitas. They
Velitas?
yes,
I have no
they
idea either. I'm
yeah. I
sorry.
don't know how to explain that. It's
Uh-huh.
a little. They how can I say that? They turn on some velitas, and it has some fire, and they play with this, but it's not dangerous. It's only to
Oh,
play, but I don't know how to say that in
I
English.
think you're talking about sparklers.
Sparklers.
It's like little fireworks, but in their hands
Uh-huh.
like this.
Exactly. Uh-huh.
Yeah, sparklers. That's what we call those sparklers.
Uh,
Yeah,
yes,
that's awesome.
that's why we usually do on Christmas time.
Uh-huh. Great, fantastic, Lilana. Thanks for sharing. That's awesome. Learning a lot about what happens in Colombia. And Ken, what happens in Japan? If I was in Japan right now, what would I see?
Now, there's no main festival in autumn in Japan, but you can see the uh, changing color of the leaves. But
Uh-huh.
it's a bit early here. Maybe November is a suitable season for watching changing color of the leaves.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of holidays are in Japan, but it's not a kind of big event actually, just a holiday season. And but September, one ceremony or kind of custom is since air is cooling and dry and so stars and moon are very bright in the
Mm-hmm.
sky. So moon viewing is one of the tradition of Japanese September.
Wow, moon
Yeah,
viewing.
yeah. So in the
Wow.
past, people decorate rice cake for that, but nowadays, McDonald's found a business chance for that moon viewing, and
Wow.
they every September they release kind of moon viewing burger, and it's a kind of burger plus sunny side up egg. So sunny side
Wow.
up egg kind of symbolizes moon.
The moon,
Yeah,
exactly,
yes, yes.
exactly. Wow.
So yeah, on
Mc-
September, people eat this burger from
McDonald's
McDonald's.
is still making money off of people
Yeah.
in every way possible, right? Wow. Did you get a chance to go to Cafe Loteria, I think it was? What was the name of that place? Ken with
Loteria. Yeah,
Loteria, yeah, with
Loteria. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
You haven't gone there yet, have you?
Yeah, it was a bit afraid of
I'm just joking.
having.
I'm just joking. That's crazy though. This is one of those things that I think really allows us to appreciate all the corporate culture in our daily lives. McDonald's
Mm.
is going everywhere.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Moon burger, oh my God. Moon viewing
Yes.
burger.
You see McDonald's in every country you travel.
Yeah, it's really pretty sad how much they. I mean, does it taste good, Ken? Have you had it?
Yeah, that's
Mm,
good. Yeah,
Tastes good. Awesome,
tastes
I don't
good.
know.
awesome.
I
Yeah.
don't like McDonald's hamburger. For me, it's too simple. The
Yeah,
flavor is something, I don't know, something like in a hamburger meat. I don't know. Maybe here it's not as good as in Japan. But I like milkshakes. It's good and French fries. But the hamburgers, no, people always claim about the McDonald's hamburgers because it doesn't have a good flavor. I think it's too simple.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't eat there at all, so I have no idea.
Yeah.
But it's
In terms
crazy,
of
yeah.
the taste, another chain is the tastier, kind of because at the burger shop,
Hmm.
they actually bake the burger after they customer offered, even though
Hmm.
it is a fast food shop. So it takes some time actually. It's slower than McDonald's, but it tastes better than McDonald's. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Fantastic. So yeah, different choices allow us to choose different, at least give us some options, right? We don't always have to go to McDonald's, thank God. Uh, so, all right, guys. Well, it was a great class, guys. Did you guys have any questions about anything we looked at with the second
No,
conditional or with the article or?
all is clear.
Alrighty, guys.
Thanks a lot for the
Fantastic.
class.
Absolutely. We have another one starting right now as well, but
Uh-huh.
otherwise, I know it's late, so you guys might want to go. Well,
Okay.
it's late in Japan. It's not late in Colombia,
No,
but
here is 9
yeah,
a.m.
exactly same here. Alrighty, guys. Well, I'll see you guys soon then. Take care. Thanks for a great
Okay,
class.
Take
thank you.
care. See you.
Yeah. Bye
Bye.
bye. Take
Bye.
care. It's kind of like when you have an imaginary thought, right? When you are imagining something and you're saying, "Oh, if I had $1 million, I would buy a big house." Phrases like that. That's what we call the second conditional. And we're going to learn how to make that. We're going to practice different ways that we use the second conditional. And then on the flip side, when we go to the article, we are going to look at um, the face of fall around the world. So, fall or autumn is now the new season for people in the northern hemisphere. You guys are starting spring, and we're starting fall. So, we're going to see what it looks like, what different pictures of fall from all over the world. Um, Especially even here, the leaves are changing color, and it's a very nice time of the year. Even though it's going to be very cold soon, it's not. We still have to enjoy what we have before the snow, I guess, because here we have a lot of snow. So get started, Guilherme, let me ask you, uh, if you found $1 million, what would you do? What would be your dream if you found $1 million?
Mm, maybe I will be forced to help my parents, my relatives. I
That's
think
great.
yeah, yeah. I think
Uh-huh.
the first thing. After that, I could travel. I could buy a special car, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No, that's it's very noble of you to say that you would help people first. Uh, Many people they jump immediately to I'm going to buy the best sports car, I'm going to buy a huge house, those kinds of things. But to be honest, $1 million is not that much anymore these days. There's
Yeah.
cost of living has gone up, so people are not as satisfied with $1 million as before. But great, great. So that was the perfect use of the second conditional, right? If I found $1 million, I would help my parents, I'd help my relatives, and with any money left over, I would maybe travel and buy words like, todo beleza, and words like, yeah, that's about it. Like to ask somebody how they are, I can ask, todo beleza, uh, words like that. But what
Can
part of
you
Brazil?
can you repeat the words again?
Yeah, the phrase "todo beleza."
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know to say "what's up" or something like that. Uh, so yeah, what part of Brazil are you from?
The name of the city is Ourinhos.
Uh-huh.
The state is São Paulo.
Sao Paulo, awesome. So
Yes.
it's
I
a
am I am I am far I am too far from the capital.
uh-huh. Brasilia. Yeah. Nice, nice. That's great. Well, welcome to class, Guilherme. Guilhermo, right?
Oh,
Guilhermo.
Guilherme.
Guilherme, uh-huh. Guilherme.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
write that down.
And
Yes.
what city are you from?
So I actually live in a city called Madison. It's in the state of Wisconsin. So it's kind of in a more unknown part of the country. It's in the northern U.S. So it's about 2 hours from Chicago. If you know Chicago, then it's 2 hours from there. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but it's a small city. Not everyone knows where I live. So yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
good. It's good. So yeah, how long have you been studying on Colingo?
Almost 3 years, I think.
Almost 2 years. That's awesome.
No, no, no. Sorry, 3 months. 3 months.
Almost 3 months. Oh, great,
Yeah,
great,
yeah.
great. I
I
actually,
I began take class. I began attending class more or less in July, but
uh-huh.
that time you are free.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's the same
Yeah,
here. I started
yeah.
teaching in July as well, so it's been about 3 months for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. So we're probably just going to wait just a couple more minutes, Guilherme, but um, I wanted to start by just giving you a description of the class. So today we are going to be learning about the second conditional, which
Mm-hmm.
is which is a tense that we use when we are talking about events that are unlikely. Hey, how's it going?
Hi, teacher. How are you?
Good to see you. Let me try to pronounce your name. Guilherme?
Um,
Guilherme?
almost there.
Uh-huh.
Guilherme.
Guilherme.
Perfect. Yeah.
Nice to meet you. My name's Farhan. Welcome to class.
Nice to meet you too. Your name is Farhan.
Farhan. Uh-huh. Let me just type
Farhan.
it here. Yep.
Farhan.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So where are you from?
I'm from Brazil, Farhan.
Brazil. That's awesome. I uh I know like three words in Portuguese. I can say new car or something like that, right? So that is really the essence of what we're going to be looking at, right? And there's a formula to that construction, right? And that's what we're going to be learning about. Before we go to that, hey Liliana, how's it going? Good to see you.
Hi, Farhan. All is going good. And how are things with you?
Good. Things are good. No complaints. Just another day. Um, have you met our colleague from Brazil, Guilherme, before, Liliana?
Uh,
Adriana?
Hi, Lara. Yes, I think yes, I meet Lara in other classes.
Okay, fantastic. So, Liliana, today we are going to be learning about the second conditional, and we're going to be learning about, and then in the articles, we are going to look at fall around the world. So, I was telling Guilherme that in Brazil it's now spring, and in Colombia I think it's maybe on the border. You guys are on the equator, so maybe you guys also you don't have a real season for fall, but we'll be looking at pictures and other things to
Uh,
see fall. Yeah.
Now, October until December is one of the rainy season in Colombia,
Uh-huh.
but now the weather has been changed,
Hmm.
and we have sunny days, and the weather is really nice. It's warm,
That's
so
awesome.
we enjoy the the good weather here.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. So, uh, Liliana, when we learn about the second conditional, that's going to be the first thing that we're going to look at. We use the second conditional when we are talking about unlikely things, right? Wishes, desires, right? And it usually, so there's a construction to it, right? So, for example, I can say, if I uh, won the lottery, right? If I won the lottery, I would go into hiding,
Mhm.
right? If I won the lottery, I would go into hiding because people would probably want to kill me for my money, right? So if I won the lottery, I would go into hiding, right? So, and then we heard from Guilherme. I asked